Hello, everyone. Welcome back. In the quiet early morning hours of December 16th, 2021, the streets of Curtis Bay, Baltimore were forever stained by a senseless act of violence. This is the story of Officer Keona Holley, a dedicated mother of four whose life was tragically cut short in an unprovoked ambush while sitting in her patrol car. With that being said, let's get right into it. Keona Holley was more than a police officer. At 39, the divorced mother had a second act career goal to change the negative perception of the Baltimore Police Department. She once told an interviewer, quote, "The community needs Baltimore City police officers who aren't just here for a paycheck and are here because they care," end quote. Around 1:35 a.m., while working an overtime shift, two men named Elliot Knox and Trayvon Shaw approached her vehicle from behind and opened fire.
WMER2 News' Kendall Green continues our live team coverage tonight. He's been in Curtis Bay all day. He talked to a man who just saw the officer yesterday. Kendall, she called him Pops, and he's heartbroken as well.
Yeah, Jamie and Kelly, the damage is still fresh, much like the shock of neighbors who were learning that an officer was shot right here on their street. Now, we talked to a business owner who says this officer did her job day in and day out while treating people well in the process.
I hope she be all right, I pray my God. Lord Swaminarayan, I pray Lord Swaminarayan.
Both pain and concern, bleeding through a community grappling with the news they call unthinkable.
Our kids are dying, and now the police are dying. What's going to happen to everybody next?
The damage still fresh along Pennington Street, where police say an officer was on duty, parked, when a shooter walked up to the rear of her patrol car and began firing into the vehicle hitting her.
She called me Pop.
Rasik Patel, the owner of a convenience store right across the street, says he woke up overnight to a knock at his door from police officers. Then
I see all road closed, police officer, detective, and everybody was there.
all to learn an officer was shot. But for him, it wasn't just any officer.
She was here 6:30 last night. And she asking me, she said, "How you doing, Pop?" I said, "I'm all right." And I was real shocked. And I see all those fans broke and everything, car flit over there. And I said, Jesus Christ, if this police officer is not safe, how I'm going to be local people,
He says she protected the community and his business, making him feel safer at his home away from home.
She always asks me, "Hi, Pop, how you doing?" She want to use the bathroom. She can, use the bathroom. And I say, "Officer, you want a drink?" She said, "No, I'm all right." She is nice officer, Oh my God. I feel bad, about for her, especially. I don't know how many kids she got, is she married or not. I never asked her, but I feel so bad. Bad.
Now, he, along with several folks in this neighborhood, say that they're in desperate need of a solution for the crime here. But in the meantime, he's praying for that officer in her healing and, most importantly, justice. Reporting in Curtis Bay tonight, Kendall Green, WMER2 News.
The attack was swift and brutal. After being shot multiple times in the back of the head, Holley's car accelerated, crashed through a fence, and went over an embankment. Fellow officers and citizens rushed to her aid. She was transported to shock trauma, placed on life support, and her family prayed for a miracle. Her sister, LaWanda Sykes, called the shooters cowards and vowed to find out the truth behind the attack.
The person who did this to my sister, you are a coward. You tried to snuff her and take something that you can't. She is stronger than you will ever be.
Powerful words from a loving and devoted sister. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Kelly Swoop. We are staying on top of the breaking news that we've been following all day long. The shooting of Officer Keona Holley. She is in critical condition tonight, but her family says that her spirit is strong. They're asking for prayers, but they're also calling for people to have the courage to speak up and help police find the person who tried to take her life. WMER2 News' Dave Detling outside shock trauma tonight. Dave, it has been an emotional roller coaster of a day for everyone involved.
Yes, it has, and in that clip you could hear the love in the sister's voice, and you could also see the pain in her eyes. Family members say it was a lifelong dream to become a Baltimore City police officer for Officer Holley. She had been with the police department for about 2 years before this morning's shooting occurred.
What I need this city to know and understand is before she was a police officer, she's a mother, she's a daughter, she's a sister.
LaWanda Sykes took to the mic Thursday outside Shock Trauma and addressed the shooting of her baby sister, Baltimore police officer Keona Holley. She pled for information.
If you have an honest, decent, empathetic bone in your body, that you speak up and say something.
Holley, a mother of 4, volunteered to work overtime Wednesday when she was shot. Police say she was on patrol in Curtis Bay, sitting in her police cruiser when a person or persons ambushed her, opening fire on Pennington Avenue around 1:30 in the morning. Police say they now have a vehicle that they plan to search for evidence. In the meantime, they're interviewing people in connection to the crime.
Detectives have been scouring the entire neighborhood to collect as much video as we possibly can.
Holley is in the ICU and remains on life support.
We want to just pray that God will bless Officer Holley and her family.
In an added show of support Thursday, some members of the Baltimore faith community held a small prayer service outside the hospital. They're asking for Holley and Baltimore to heal. It was a message driven home by a big sister.
She's the other part of me, and I refuse to give that up for anybody, especially a city who does not appreciate her. Step up, Baltimore, you can do better.
And again, powerful words from Officer Holley's big sister. Now, we do know that there is a reward of over $100,000 for any information leading to an arrest and conviction for the person or persons responsible. Reporting live outside Shock Trauma, Dave Detling, WMAR 2 News.
A week later, on December 23rd, Officer Holley was unfortunately removed from life support and ultimately succumbed to her injuries.
We have a sad update to share with you tonight. Baltimore Police Commissioner Michael Harrison now says that Officer Keona Holley has been taken off of life support. City police say that her health had been deteriorating over the last couple of days, and her family, after consulting with their doctors, of course, had to make this very difficult decision. She was shot in an ambush-style attack last Thursday in the Curtis Bay neighborhood. Now, Commissioner Harrison released a statement saying this: "Our prayers are with Officer Holley's family and loved ones, co-workers, and the entire community. I thank her and the entire BPD community for their commitment, service, and sacrifice. We mourn Officer Holley's death together, and we will heal together." Meantime, Baltimore will never forget Officer Holley's sacrifice and commitment to making a difference in her beloved city. I ask that everyone please keep Officer Holley's family in your prayers as they endure the holiday season without their mother, their daughter, their sister, and their loyal friend.
The city mourned the loss of a woman described by friends as having the heart of an officer that truly cares for the community.
Today was the first public viewing for Baltimore Officer Keona Holley. The 39-year-old was sitting in a patrol car when she was shot in an ambush-style attack. She died 1 week later. WGZ's live at the Baltimore Convention Center, where the funeral will be this week. Christina Mendez spoke with those who paid their respects at the viewing. Christina.
You can imagine hearts were heavy tonight as people were gathering, from those who served with Officer Holley to family, friends, and residents. Everyone came together to honor the one that the city lost.
We are a village, and we are here with them.
A village coming together after losing Officer Keona Holley, who died protecting and serving it.
I want to tell her family that thank you. Thank you for giving us such a beautiful person.
A line of all walks of life stood somberly in the rain, waiting their turn to honor the 39-year-old mother of 4.
I've seen her on several calls over the years, and I just thought I needed to pay my respects.
Part of that came in the form of this American flag. The U.S. honor flag originally memorialized the fallen heroes of 9/11. Now it travels the country, honoring other fallen first responders like Officer Holley. The gloves worn to handle the flag will be gifted to her family.
This family has a huge hole that they have to fill, and now we're going to fill it with honor.
Police quickly linked the shooting to a second murder that occurred just 90 minutes later, 10 miles away, the killing of a man named Justin Johnson. Two men, Knox and Shaw, were arrested. During their separate trials in 2024, no clear motive for Holley's killing was ever established, leading to painful speculation for her family and the community. Both men were found guilty and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. While justice was served in the courtroom, the question of why lingers.
Breaking news. Hello, everybody. I'm Rick Ritter.
And I'm Nikki Zizaza. Welcome to those of you watching on CBS News Baltimore and on WJZ TV. Now, just a short time ago, a jury reaches guilty verdicts in the trial of Elliot Knox, the man accused of killing Baltimore City police officer Keona Holley and another man.
Certainly a chilling crime that rocked the entire city and the department as well. And WJZ Live just outside of the Circuit Courthouse downtown tonight. Paul Gessler breaking down this verdict for us. Paul, good evening.
Well, Rick, a sense of relief and an element of closure with a lot of tears shed inside courtroom 203 from both victims' families. The jury found Knox guilty on all but one count. Ultimately, they concluded there was not enough evidence to prove Knox was the actual trigger puller against a Baltimore City police officer. Still, he was found guilty of two murders. First, Officer Keona Holley in Curtis Bay in her patrol car, and next, across town, with a father of five also sitting in his car.
Keona has the justice that she deserves.
Slain police officer Keona Holley's sister said she and her family were thankful Wednesday, moments after the guilty verdict in the murder trial against Elliot Knox. After 14 hours of deliberations, jurors ultimately found Knox guilty in the December 2021 ambush killing in Curtis Bay. His co-defendant, Trayvon Shaw, awaits trial in Holley's murder but was convicted in Johnson's, and he's awaiting sentencing. Holley, a mother of four, and Johnson, a father of five, were killed just 90 minutes apart, both shot in their cars.
I'm thankful to the jury that they came back with the verdict that they did, but nothing's going to bring my son back. Nothing's going to bring him back.
The question still hanging over the case is why. Prosecutors and investigators still have not drawn any connection between Officer Holley and her now convicted killer.
No one wakes up in the morning and says, let me go and kill a police officer. No one wakes up in the morning and says, well, after we kill this police officer, let's go across town and take someone's son. No one wakes up in the morning and thinks those things. Someone sent them to do it.
Knowing why they did it is not going to bring them back. I would like to see if there was anybody else involved.
Now, after the verdicts were read and the jury was dismissed here from Circuit Court, the Assistant State's Attorney, Kurt Borkland, who was the prosecutor in this case, had a long embrace with the families. Knox's sentencing is set for June 4th. Co-defendant Trayvon Shaw is due back in court here later this month. We're reporting live at 5 here on Calvert Street downtown. I'm Paul Gessler for WJZ.
And Baltimore City Police Commissioner Richard Worley released a statement just a short time ago saying today justice was served. He committed a senseless and heinous act against an officer, and it is my hope that this verdict brings a sense of closure now and then peace as well to Officer Keona Holley's family, friends, co-workers, and loved ones.
In Baltimore, Officer Keona Holley's legacy lives on. The street where she was killed was renamed Officer Keona Holley Way, a permanent reminder of her dedication and ultimate sacrifice.
Tonight, Slain City Police Officer Keona Holley will be honored. She was killed in an ambush while in the line of duty in December. And tonight at 6, Mayor Brandon Scott will join Police Commissioner Michael Harrison, as well as Officer Holley's family, at the dedication of a street in her name. Police have charged 2 men in her murder.
Keona Holley was a good person and, more importantly, a good police officer. Her memory will never fade, and her commitment to building a safer city will continue to inspire others in the future. Since a clear motive was never established in court, what are your thoughts on why these men randomly targeted Officer Keona Holley? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Rest in peace, Officer Holley. Thank you all for watching, and as usual, if you're a fan of urban legends, folklore, unsolved mysteries, cold cases, and all things mysterious, Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel.
Unit KK 452. KDA to unit K King 452. King 452, 10-7.
Ready! Aim! Fire! Ready!